You know why I think I'll get banned? Because if you look at the mainstream media, what do they say? Don't question the government, young citizen. The government is always right unless it came from Trump. That's really what it is. It's weird. It's like...
That's a good point.
Yeah, so when the government says vaccines are good, the media says, well, the government said it, therefore it must be true. Like, what happened to the days of, like, we don't trust anyone in the government?
Or trusting anyone at all until you do your own research.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite thing, is to do my own research. I want to find out all the different sources I can, and sometimes I'm even wrong, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You know? Just find out the best stuff.
Right now, I'm on YouTube, and they'll probably, take cuts of this and be like, accuse me of being anti-vax or something. They've done it to a lot of people. I can't remember who this was, but there was a celebrity who said that, vaccines are good, vaccines are important, vaccines save lives. It's one of the greatest accomplishments in medical technology of the past 100 years, but we should question government-mandated vaccinations. And then all of a sudden, all these stories popped up saying anti-vaxxer, anti-vaxxer, anti-vaxxer. Sponsorships would be you're totally going after their career because nobody wants to be associated with that smear campaign.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but are we supposed to just be like, I think everyone should just get a mandated injection from the government?
It's a scary premise, because where does it end?
Yeah. It doesn't. It's not gonna.
Exactly.
It keeps happening. It keeps getting worse, and I wonder where the breaking point is. Like, I've never seen it this bad. I wonder if there's something else we don't know about, but I don't know what it would be. It's not like I have evidence. I'm not going to speculate.
I think you might have shed some light a little bit on it. It's the pharmaceutical companies want to be the ones that make the money off of whatever we do from this.
Yeah, and
why wouldn't they?
I wouldn't even call it necessarily a conspiracy. That's like exactly how businesses run in this country.
And that's what they've been doing for quite some time. Like, how is it anything new, actually? It's not. So, of course, they want a piece of this.
So they'd lobby for a vaccine. A
worldwide pandemic. Everybody's affected because it's novel.
Money to be made.
Yeah, they see dollar signs. That's all they see. Mm-hmm. Scary-o.
I mean, yeah, but can they get it out fast enough? Is like where I don't know, man.
Who knows?
I think the system can only handle so much. And I see people going for walks every day outside.
Me too.
Yeah, how long until some cop walks up and just shuts them down? Because in South Jersey, there's stories like several people getting arrested for doing just that.
Seriously? Just walking around?
Just walking around.
I don't understand.
Now, back talking, like one of the stories I read was that was a couple people were walking, and the cops rolled up and said, "Hey, you need to go home."
Oh, they swore at him.
And they yelled back, "I don't need to do anything,
Yeah.
Like I don't need to go for anything." Oh, I just swore. There you go.
Oh,
that's it. We just got totally demonetized.
Man.
Whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
But yeah, they swore at the cops, and then all of a sudden the cops arrested somebody.
That was an actual quote, right? That's what you were doing.
Yeah.
You were actually quoting them.
Direct quote. Yes.
Well, we did just get everything completely demonetized, but I'm not going to cry about it.
All right.
You know what, man? I'm tired, and we're dealing with the apocalypse dystopian nightmare all rolled up into one. Cops are arresting people for swearing. It was newsworthy.
Yes.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. YouTube doesn't care.
Yeah.
No, but I mean it, man. I'll tell you what. In a week, what happens if cops start going door to door and arresting people for some stupid reason? No one thought we'd get to the point where a cop would arrest somebody on the beach.
Yep.
For walking.
Or attempted to arrest him.
No, I just mean we've seen all the stories. The guy in the paddle boat.
Yeah, the paddle boat.
Like
guy.
Nobody thought if I told you that in January that the cops would randomly grab someone saying you're not allowed to be outside, they'd be like, "Shut up."
Right. Like, come on.
Yep.
10 years ago, you said, "Look, Donald Trump's going to be president. There's going to be a worldwide pandemic. You're not allowed to go outside unless you get a vaccination card issued by the government.
Immunity card.
Or you'll be arrested for going into public." People would be like, "Get out of here."
Yeah, it's funny. I was
like, "Yeah, that's where we are right now."
I was looking at Amazon, and I can't remember what movie it is, but it was like the movie was made in the 80s, and it was like in the distant future of 2013.
Yeah,
like the world isn't like in ruin or whatever.
The distant future, 2013.
And I'm like, man, 7 years ago,
Oh man.
nothing happened.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All those movies.
Right.
There's so many of them that the past is their future.
Yeah. Well,
So
they always thought the
weird.
year 2000 would be crazy. I remember seeing this comic of what they thought the year 2000 was going to be like. And it was like firefighters were flying. Like, yeah, what did we do wrong, man?
Where did we go wrong?
Yeah, like in the
Where's
60s.
our jetpacks?
Yeah,
Yep.
seriously, my flying car.
I want a jetpack.
The past generations had such high hopes for us.
Yeah.
It's 2020, and what do we have?
Social justice?
social justice. We do have cars that can drive themselves.
No, you know what we have? Complacency.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it.
That's what it is. People are comfortable doing nothing. They're not striving to further the human race anymore.
I blame video games.
Really?
You know, there's this quote that I love that says, if humans ever meet extraterrestrials, they'll shake hands not because they overcame nuclear weapons, but because they overcame the Xbox. And the quote was, it's in reference to, we evolved a certain way to chase after certain things. We love fatty, sugary foods, right?
Okay.
So we chase after these things and we mass produce them to our own detriment. We end up as morbidly obese Americans. We get sick, we get heart disease, and we end up dying. Some people resist. Some people exercise and do better, and because it feels good as well. But that's also another issue. Dopamine. So we create video games that simulate goal completion. And now we've actually mastered the manipulation to get people to waste as much time as possible on these addictive games.
It's true. I see it.
I mean, look, Twitter and Facebook, they know they're extremely addictive. It's on purpose.
It's just a different game.
You know why Twitter won't get rid of the like count and the retweet count?
Why?
That's the addictive nature of it.
That's the game.
How many points can I get?
Yep. How many followers can I get? How many likes? How many retweets?
You put out a
All
tweet and you look at those numbers and you're like, ooh, I can do better.
Ooh,
I can do better next
dopamine
time.
kick.
Yep.
Yep. Exactly.
See, I get mine from skateboarding. I go out and do a trick, and if I succeed, I'm like, yes.
Yeah, I know
feels
some
good.
people that say they don't play games, and yet they're heavy Twitterers.
It's a game.
It's
Yeah,
like
it is very
Facebook
much
too.
a
What's the
game.
difference?
Yeah.
You play with other people. I play on a PlayStation 4.
It's an addiction.
it's the same
meant
thing.
to be addicting.
Yeah.
And so,
Same with shopping. Shopping's very much the same.
the
It's all a
general
game.
the general idea of this quote is, maybe you know what Fermis Paradox is?
Mm-mm.
It's a bunch of different ideas about as to why we haven't encountered extraterrestrial intelligence.
Oh, okay.
The idea being that you could do a mathematical equation of how big the universe is, the how many planets can sustain life as we know it,
Okay.
and then why is it that we have yet to find them? There's a bunch of reasons. It could be because we're the first. That's one. We're the first intelligent species to harness technology. It could be because the intelligent species doesn't use radio waves, so they're giving off no signals. And it's just we may have already seen the planet with life on it. We just can't tell because they use wired technology.
Yeah.
It could be that the universe is so old that intelligent life flickers like lights on a Christmas tree, lighting up and then dying out, and lighting up and dying out. Or it could
that
be,
makes sense.
or it could be something called the Great Filter, that every intelligent species at some point comes across a filter that wipes them out. One of those is self-gratification. That instead of saying we need to survive, we say we need to feel good. So
Well, that seems pretty prevalent right now.
totally, that's like everything we have is decadence.
People
and
don't know how to
hedonism.
grow food. Even if they wanted to, they're not allowed to buy
Right.
seeds now
Yeah.
anymore.
Well, so
Building shelter, like if everyone was just dropped in the forest, there's a huge amount of people that would just get wiped out.
oh, dude, most of them.
Yeah.
But the idea in
Yeah.
this regard is, so we evolve. We are goal oriented. We get satisfaction from solving something. Something in our brains. We get satisfaction from eating sugary and fatty foods because they were rare, and it was like high energy density, so it was good for us. These things helped us succeed to this point.
Yeah.
But now that we've controlled it all, what do? Right into the veins.
Yeah.
Krispy Kreme donuts, wads of sugar wrapped in sugar, soaked in fat, sent right to your arteries.
Colorful images for your 2-year-olds on their
Final
iPads.
Fantasy VII Remake.
Don't bring that into this.
Oh, I have to.
Don't
It
you-
must be
leave that
done.
out.
Don't you dare.
It makes
sir.
you feel
Do it.
good.
It does. You're right. I got
Storytelling.
no defense there.
So then, what we had to do in the past when faced with real challenges was scary. The bear emerges from the forest. Panic. What do? Well, solving these problems, completing goals and fighting for your survival felt good, and it helped you survive, and you had to do it.
Yeah.
Now we're at the point where, wild animals anymore for the most part. Sometimes a deer wanders into Chicago and everyone panics.
Or
Like
there's a
once every
turkey in the front yard and everyone freaks out.
Everyone stops and goes,
look at
"Look
that
at it."
turkey. Yep.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's exciting. But
What we've done is
It's
we've
sad, though.
we've wrapped ourselves in a self-gratification cocoon.
Yep.
So
a
now-
comfortable bubble.
But now here's the real challenge. We've evolved to survive on this planet in this planet's conditions. If we need to go to other planets, we don't have any evolutionary development in our minds that's saying go to Mars. Some people just want to do it. It's there, right? because they're smart people who can think ahead and see the future.
Okay.
But in terms of the immediate self-gratification, no way, man. A Twinkie solves that right away.
Yep.
Look, man, if I want to feel good and get a dopamine trigger, I can try and build a rocket over 20 years, or I can eat a Twinkie.
Well, that's why people are just greedy. They want. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's basically all.
Well, so
that's
that's
it.
That's
they want.
That's what the point of the quote is, basically.
Yeah.
That humans might wipe themselves out because we're more interested in the quick, easy, feel good than we are the long term. You know, it's humans want short term gains. They don't want to deal with long term gains.
Yeah.
It's like, I gotta wait 3-5 years for that. Not interested. So then what ends up happening is we build a bunch of dumb stuff on the earth, grind it to its core,
Yeah.
rotting and withered, and then some smart people may have built rockets and GTFO'd, land on Mars, some other planet. The rest of us, most of us, just want the quick dopamine trigger. That's the worrying great filter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what's even worrying about it, I guess, as well. Maybe there's some weird authoritarian light at the end of the tunnel, but this is another thing. If governments start coming around and saying like, you must do this, you must do that, and people are like, I got PlayStation.
Yeah.
Why am I going to resist? I feel good playing this video game or watching this movie or eating these Krispy Kreme donuts.
I don't know. People seem to not really care about voting anymore.
Yeah.
It's like young people don't vote.
Maybe
they don't care anymore.
Maybe the goal with Biden was they were trying to make everyone give up.
Maybe.
The DNC is like, how can we get people to just stop caring?
Yeah.
Just give up. Ram Biden down their throat. And all of a sudden people are like, dude, I am so out. I do not care about this. I mean, maybe because think about how the culture war was bubbling up.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was kind of scary, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like even I was being bullish on civil war. That's all changed now with the coronavirus pandemic. But I was saying, like, you look at these factions fighting in the street, what do? Well, the DNC rams Biden down everyone's throat and they just give up. They stop caring.
Yeah.
And that simmers things down, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know, man. Thanks for checking out this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. We do the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. If you want to catch the full show, tune in to this channel, subscribe, hit the like button, or check us out on iTunes and Spotify, and we will soon have this podcast up for free on all podcast platforms. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all in the next episode.